Hey, what's going on guys? Flick here and welcome back to another FIFA 17 career mode video. And with EA finally dropping the FIFA 17 database, we have full access to all the players we have available to us in this year's career mode. Keeping that in mind, I thought I would go over 10 players who are new to career mode this year, mostly young players, but players that have not featured in previous editions of FIFA. And based off of their stats, I feel like they're going to be exceptional players coming out of the gate as we get into the initial release of FIFA 17. Speaking of which, we are only a few days away from EA Early Access, so I'll have lots of FIFA 17 gameplay content coming out very soon for you guys. But until then, let me know what kind of videos you do want to see. If you guys go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like to support the channel, but let's get into it. We'll be starting our list of players with attackers and working our way back, but the first player I have for you guys has to be one of the players I most look forward to using in FIFA 17 career mode, and has to be one of the best additions in Emre Mor. Some incredible stats for a bronze 64 rated card, 87 pace, 81 dribbling on him, 4-star skills to add alongside that. First striker is ridiculous, and some of his individual stats are even more ridiculous. 87 pace, 89 acceleration, 86 sprint speed, 81 dribbling, 95 agility, 94 balance, and 80 ball control. So he's going to be a beast on the ball. By the way, if you guys are interested in looking at these individual stats, I'll leave links in the description to each of these players in the database. Sticking with the theme of strikers, we have Joel Asoro playing for Sunderland in the Premier League. And this guy looks like a good addition for a side that doesn't have a lot of money to spend, because he's pretty gifted in some of his attributes for a 63 rated player. For example, 88 pace and 70 dribbling, going alongside some of his individual attributes at 89 acceleration and 78 balance means he's going to be good on the ball. Needs some work on his shooting and finishing, but that is something you can work on through the skills training. It's not going to be any different in FIFA 17 when compared to FIFA 16, so keep your eye out for this guy. Moving on to our first and only winger in the list, we have Marko Pjaca, 76 rated left winger playing for Juventus, and this guy looks like a remarkable but very expensive player in career mode. Playing for a big side like Juventus is going to hike up his price tag, but he's got some remarkable attributes. 85 pace, 67 shooting, 74 passing, 84 dribbling, and also that 70 physical means he is quite strong on that left wing. He is right-footed as well, so if you like to cut inside and finesse it, go with that cross-goal shot, this might be the guy for you if you're managing one of the bigger clubs or you're a couple seasons into your save. Does have those 4-star skills, which is always handy to have as a winger, and overall this has to be one of the best additions to career mode this year. I'm sure lots of you guys are going to be interested about young English players added to career mode this year, so I thought I would include Marcus Edwards, a 58 rated center attacking mid playing for Spurs, who has been compared to Lionel Messi, which is a big comparison by Pochettino, but he's got some good stats on him. 68 pace and 56 passing, 64 dribbling at center attacking mid is pretty good for a 58 rated player. He also does have the 4-star skill moves, which is useful at that central role, and I think he could progress into a pretty promising player because he's only 17 years old, so he has a lot of room to grow ahead of him. And he could be a pretty cheap buy because Spurs probably won't get too much use out of him early on, so you could pick him up for a cheap and bring him into your side, develop him, and whether you decide to use him or sell him off later on, he's a good investment to make. We'll be going with another Premier League center attacking mid in Brahim Díaz, and he is slightly better than Edwards in his stats. Also quite young at 17 years old, but he's very gifted in his pace and his dribbling ability, both in the 70s. Passing could use some work, but once again, like I mentioned earlier, you can work on that through his training. And he does have 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot, high medium work rates, which is what you want to have at center attacking mid. And some of his individual attributes are quite high. So 82 acceleration and 82 balance are the two standouts, 80 agility as well. And overall, this might be a good player to keep your eye out for Manchester City. Marko Grujić will be our next player to feature in the list, and I thought I would throw him in for all you Liverpool career mode fans out there from FIFA 16. But he looks like a good addition, and I was surprised to see he wasn't in previous FIFAs. I had a lot of suggestions to sign him in the Liverpool career mode, and he just wasn't available to me. But he is 70 rated, 71 pace, 65 shooting, 66 passing, 63 dribbling, 68 defending, and 73 physical on him. So a very balanced card, and only 20 years old. Not the best in the skill moves attribute at only 2-star skills, but you're probably not going to use his skill too much in the center midfield. Rather, you're going to rely on his passing ability and just look to get the ball forward. Abdülkadir Ömür is likely the youngest silver player in this list at only 17 years old, playing in the Turkish league, and I don't think he's very well suited for that center mid position, but for center attacking mid, if we just think of him as that, I think he's an exceptional player because he doesn't have that defending ability, which is likely taking his card rating down quite a bit. But looking at him as a center attacking mid, he's got the pace, he has the passing and dribbling, and couple that with the 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot, and high medium work rates, I think he will be a budget pickup for any side looking for a promising center attacking mid. At the beginning of this video, I said I would feature players that had not been in FIFA career mode prior to this year, and that isn't necessarily the case for Gedion Zelalem. He was not in FIFA 16 career mode because he was playing for Rangers, and as a result, I think a couple of players and people will be forgetting about him in the upcoming FIFA. There was a lot of hype around him in FIFA 15 when he was introduced mid-game, and that hype kind of went away when he wasn't in the game for FIFA 16, but he's back in FIFA 17, playing for Arsenal, and the only US player in this list. I had to include at least one, and of course Christian Pulisic was included in the middle of last year, so it was really between those two. I decided to go with Zelalem, and it looks like a very decent player in the midfield. 70 dribbling is his best attribute, has the 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot, and if he ends up being and having as much potential as he had in FIFA 15, he's going to be a good buy for you. We have a few defensive-minded players to close out the list today, and Matthijs de Ligt is going to be one of them. 63 rated center back playing for Ajax, 58 pace, 63 defending, and 62 physical on him. Not the paciest of players, but already he's pretty gifted in his physical attributes at 72 strength, which is definitely one of the more important ones you do want to look at as a center back, but he's also pretty balanced in his defensive abilities. Has that 4-star weak foot, which can come in handy when you want to distribute the ball out of the back, and overall I think he's going to be a decent buy. There weren't very many high potential goalkeepers added to career mode this year that we hadn't heard of before, but Svilar has to be one of them. 63 rated and only 17 years old, playing for Anderlecht, who seem to have all these high potential players. Of course, the first one that does come to mind is Yuri Tielemans, but Svilar, I think we need to treat him as his own case. 61 diving, 63 handling, 63 reflexes, and 61 positioning. For me, those are the more important goalkeeper attributes. The speed and the kicking don't matter as much to me, so he seems like the perfect fit for any up-and-coming goalkeeper that you want to look to add to your squad, especially with the introduction of the new challenges and objectives in FIFA 17 career mode. But guys, that is going to close out the list for today. Let me know if you did enjoy this video today, if you learned something new, and also let me know which one of these players you most look forward to using. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like down below. And one thing that is new in the description is I do have a link to my second channel. I've been posting content over on there. If you're into NBA 2K17, then I definitely recommend you guys would check it out. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.